In this sport, you don't wait for judges to decide your fate. TenexToken puts you in control. Stake instantly, speculate discreetly, and keep your moves private. TenexToken. Play smart, play discreet.
This is Joe Pugh for IFLTV. We're here outside the weigh-in for Lights Out live on the Zone. Co-op live tomorrow night. Mr. Dev, Sahni, straight from the Queensbury stream onto IFLTV. Big man.
What a transition that is, eh? From the stream to Joe Pugh, to JP himself. It doesn't really get better, does it, Joe? Great to see you, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, likewise.
You look well.
I don't know. Looking good, mate. Looking good.
I didn't just say it so that you complimented me, because a lot of people do that, but I think genuinely you do look well.
I think a lot of people do that. Like,
yeah,
right? You're looking well.
Yeah. Or they say, "Oh, you've lost a load of weight," when they've lost weight themselves to try to entice the compliment.
But really, they've just been on the Monjaro.
Yeah, but I do look good though, don't I?
Right. Tomorrow night, Joshua Buatsi's Queensbury debut. He's done the rounds. Eddie to Ben. Now he's come to Frank Warren.
Hey, it's lights out and he's seen the light, right? he's here now. Listen, it's a great time to have Joshua Buatsi, and I think we're getting him at a brilliant stage of his career. I know that he's just coming off that loss to Callum Smith, but it's a loss where it felt like his stock rose. We got to see something different. We got to see him thug it out in a fight. That grit. We got to see him bite down, and fight of the year contender, which was a brilliant fight. And he's a brilliant fighter. He'll be the favourite against Zach Parker tomorrow. All of his amateur pedigree, all of his wins at light heavyweight. There's some brilliant wins in there. Dan Aziz, Craig Richards, and you think, what is Zach Parker's best win? And you have to go to super middleweight. You're finding your Marcus Morrisons, guys like that. So it should be a clear favourite in Joshua Buatsi, but you just never know, mate. Zach Parker is telling everyone, for the first time in his career ever, he feels 100%. No issues in camp, no little injuries here and there, no problem, no distraction, and that we're going to see the best Zach Parker.
I think Zach, when you actually look at his career over the past 5 years, has been very, very unlucky. He had the Pride Park fight scheduled against Andrade. That never happened. And then I know he had the hand injury, I think, in between the 4th and 5th round of the John Ryder fight. He's been he said he didn't know really whether he was a super middle or light heavy. He's now found his home at light heavy. So realistically, this is the opportunity he wanted, and let's see if he takes it with both hands.
Yeah, for the last year or so, he's been calling out the big names at light heavyweight. He said, I want to put me in with Anthony Yard, put me in with Joshua Buatsi. He says that we've only ever seen 30% of him. Look, I think he's going to need 100% and maybe more to get Joshua Buatsi out of the way tomorrow night, but I still feel like we don't quite know what Zach Parker is. The last time he was in a big fight, it was against John Ryder, and we didn't see it like a conclusive ending. We saw his hand get injured, and then he pulled himself out of the fight, or whatever happened there. Doctor said he couldn't continue, but he couldn't continue that fight. So I want to see what this 100% version of Zach Parker's like, because there was this period during lockdown where he was just laying guys to waste. He was just knocking guys out at super middleweight. And it wasn't just any old guys. It would be guys who don't get knocked out. Vaughan, Alexander, Sherzod, Kusanov. Yeah, easy for me to say. But fellas like that were just like being put on the floor. And you were like, oh, Zach's done it again. Just gone to knock someone else out. Can he knock out Joshua Buatsi? Tall task.
Yeah, I think Zach, I'm sure you'll know, so correct me if I'm wrong, fought on the last big show before lockdown on the Scott Quigg John O'Carroll card in an eliminator on a Matchroom show. And I think that's when he really come onto people's radars, and then Queensbury signed him. And it kind of was going from strength to strength until John Ryder.
He was definitely going from strength to strength. I know he fought Rohan Murdoch in like some big eliminator. That was like a
I think that was on Scott Quigg John O'Carroll in Manchester, and it was like a week before lockdown.
Scott Quigg, John O'Carroll. Yeah, look, maybe. But either way, look, he's here now. Good knowledge, I think, Joe Pugh. It might be terrible knowledge. You were trying to pull me up on a fact earlier. You were like, Dev, you said this about Mitchell Smith. You got it wrong. We got Boxrec up. What happened?
You got it right.
Correct. I don't know if I've got this right anyway. But
fact check that, and then maybe you can put it on the stream tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll fact check it. Well, look, he's got to get it right against JB tomorrow, and if he does, he changes his life. And he's got that feeling about him. He knows this is a fight where I can change my life. He's got a child. He's got another child on the way. He's not just doing it for him. He's doing it for his family. He's doing it for Derby. He's doing it for Swadlincote. He wants this win, and let's see.
Do you feel, more as a fight fan now, that right here today, we are the closest we've ever been to Buatsi Yard?
They're on the same promotional team. That can only be a good thing. That hasn't happened before. So, yeah, I guess they both got, big fights in their way first. I hope so, Joe. We can't end this era of boxing without Buatsi and Yard fighting. We can't end this era of boxing without Fury and Joshua fighting. This would be criminal. This would be a stab in the heart of every British boxing fan. And I don't want to get stabbed in my heart. I want to see that fight.
Right, Lyndon Arthur, Brad Ray. Great fight. Must win for both, really. Red versus blue, Manchester Derby. We love it.
We love it. And I've really loved Lyndon Arthur's energy around this fight. He's got this...
It's different, isn't it?
It's different. It's like, okay, you lot of maybe the underdog. We'll see. I like that. And I also like what Brad Ray's been saying. Brad Ray's been saying, I'm not that kid that you sparred all those years ago, that scrawny kid. I'm different now. And there is a bit of an age difference there as well, 7 years. So Lyndon Arthur 34, Brad Ray is 27 years old. It's the first time in Lyndon Arthur's career that he's fighting someone who's coming up. Either he's been the guy coming up, or the guy's been, a world champion, or Anthony Yard, both trying to get there kind of thing. This is Brad Ray. I know he's the European champion, but he's trying to establish himself as a big name. Lyndon Arthur's kind of there, so he's got to fight him off. He thinks he's got plenty left, Lyndon Arthur does. It was a good performance against Anthony Yard, to be fair. And, I don't know, who's bitten off more than they can chew? It is a real fascinating... For me, it's a 50-50. I genuinely... I can't pick it. I don't know what's going to happen. One thing I will say, though, is that Manchester needs a hero. And no one has made that Co-op Live their home yet. Someone needs to put a stamp on it. Just like Ricky Hatton did at the MEN, what it was called back there, that became the house that Hatton built. No one really has owned this Co-op Live. And there's a few going for it right now. Brad Ray's going for it. I'm sure Lyndon fancies it as well. You got Jack Rafferty, Zach Miller, Pat Brown over on the Matchroom side as well. There's a few guys in contention. But Brad Ray, with a win tomorrow, I feel he puts himself just above.
Okay, have you got a pun regarding the egg slap yesterday?
No, they're too obvious. And what did you think?
Half of the ones that you put out aren't.
I don't think I did much, to be fair. I mean, at the dawn of the original egg slap, I was all over it, mate. I was all over it, Yeah, but what did you think of the egg slap?
Well, I won't say what I thought of it, but a very funny interaction on camera, isn't actually out yet, was I was interviewing Billy Dennis and Frank come up. I said, Frank, what did you think of it? And he just kind of looked in disgust and went, very original, and walked off, as Frank could only do.
That was kind of it, wasn't it? I mean, the initial... The world-famous egg slap had a fair bit of narrative going into it. There was a story behind it. You could understand the use of that particular bit of food. You could understand the intention behind it. I didn't really understand why that happened yesterday, but it created plenty of attention and plenty of heat. And that Ezra Aranyaka fella, he's an unpredictable wild card. We've seen him call out Ben Whittaker at a press conference that he wasn't invited to. I think he attended as media. We've seen him headbutt Ben Whittaker in a fight. We have seen him slap, or try to slap, Billy Dennis with an egg yolk. And today, they shook hands, because he offered the handshake first. What are we going to see from this crazy man tomorrow? I don't know.
What I will say on the egg slap situation, is... Okay, it was where it was, but it didn't really need it because it was very, very entertaining. The actual press conference was brilliant, I thought.
Yeah, it's like we'd had all the beef. We didn't need any eggs.
Like the sausage.
We had the beef, we had the sausage. We didn't need an egg to go with it. But look, we got the sort of the full English there at the end. But yeah, does it make any difference? We'll find out tomorrow night, and I'm excited about that fight. It's just sort of come out of nowhere, really. I'll be honest, I wasn't paying too much attention to it initially. I was looking at the 3 top light heavyweight fights, and then they told me that this fight was going to be, they're going to put them on the press conference. I was like, okay, did my research a little bit, talked to Kev Marie. I was like, oh, there's a bit of a story here. These fellas don't like each other, and that was great. That kind of made
your job easy.
Very much so. Like, I asked Ezra the initial question, then I just went, Billy?
No, I love your signature at the minute. Mike's Ron, feel free to chime in anytime.
You got to, because some fighters get shy. Neither of those fellas were shy yesterday, but they've all got mics in front of them. What I don't like seeing is when they say something, then they just put their mic down. I'm like, mate, just carry on. Give me something more. Give me something more. So I like to encourage them to keep talking, keep yapping.
Right, a couple things I want to touch on. At what point in the last 24 months did you honestly think that Fabio Wardley versus Oleksandr Usyk had legs and could happen?
Probably round 11 on Saturday night last week. That was the first time, to be honest. I know, like, it was a great story that we were building to, but Parker was the favourite, and rightly so. But it's every time. This guy's so strange. He's such a weirdo, Fabio Wardley. You keep writing him off. He's just like, yeah, let me go and do this. Let me just go and knock this guy out. Oh, do you think this guy, Commonwealth Games gold medalist? I'll knock him out. Oh, Olympic bronze medalist? I'll knock him out. Oh, number 2 heavyweight in the world? I'll knock him out. He's a strange guy. And now everyone's going, oh, undisputed heavyweight champion, undisputed cruiserweight, Olympic gold medalist. Let's see what Fabio Wardley does. Mate, I'm hyped about it, and this story is ridiculous. It's ridiculous now. At the point now, you could take the script to Hollywood, and you could be like, I've got this great story about this guy, recruitment consultant, white-collar fighter. Do you want to make a film about him, how far he's come? And they'd say, do one. Too unrealistic. Way too unrealistic. Now what happens if he beats Usyk? Greatest story ever told.
Would you be more or less confident of Fabio Wardley beating Usyk than you were for Daniel Dubois beating Usyk?
Look, as you know, I'm a Queensbury thoroughbred. I've got that blue and yellow running through my veins, right? So I was very much backing Daniel Dubois to do the job against Oleksandr Usyk. I thought, too big, too strong, he's got father time on his side, but he didn't do it. Fabio Wardley is different to Daniel Dubois. Fabio Wardley is a wild card. Fabio Wardley didn't learn to box at the same age as Daniel Dubois. You could argue Fabio Wardley hasn't really learnt to box and doesn't really know what he's doing in there half the time. All he does do is knock people out. So he has got something that Usyk hasn't seen before. So I give him a great chance, Joe. Come on, Fabio.
I love this, Dev. I love, as soon as, don't even have to be a heavyweight. Actually, yeah, we'll go on heavyweight. As soon as a heavyweight signs with Creamsbury, you're just like, yeah, stick him in Usyk, he'll win.
I'm backing it, mate. I'm backing it. Thing is, though, we've bloody signed all the heavyweights, so it's like, it's like Parker Wardley. Like it's a tough one because I get on with like all of them, I'd say. So it's yeah, but Oleksandr Usyk is not a Queensbury fighter, and I'll be very much backing Fabio Wardley there and telling everyone how Usyk has never won a fight in Ipswich. If the fight happens in Ipswich, I'll say things like that. All good fun and games.
Can you give me your top 5 right now?
So, do we take Tyson Fury as retired?
That's the question.
Ring Magazine don't take him as retired.
This is what I'd say. I'd always put him in until that year mark and go with the Ring Magazine's kind of thing.
It feels like that's why Joshua's been left out of the top 10, because it's been over a year now. Whereas with Fury, he boxed in December. He's still got a couple of months before it's a year. I don't even know if that's how the Ring are doing it. But obviously, you'd have Usyk as number 1. I'd put Wardley right there as number 2. If we're taking Fury as retired, Wardley's there. If Fury's still active, then Fury's number 2. So it's all pendant on depending on Tyson.
All right, let's take Fury out then.
You take Tyson out, then you've got Usyk as number 1. Fabio Wardley has just beaten the number 2 heavyweight in the world, therefore he becomes the number 2 heavyweight in the world. Joe Parker didn't disgrace himself, therefore for me he's the number 3 heavyweight in the world. Ajit Kabial probably the number 4 heavyweight in the world, and then probably Daniel Dubois, I think. Yeah, because Daniel Dubois was knocking everyone out, and then he ran into Usyk. So I think that's a fair kind of without Tyson Fury top 5. I don't think there's too much to debate there. What do you think?
I think those 5 are quite interchangeable. Certainly, I think it was who do you pick between Parker and Kabayel, but now it's who do you pick probably between Kabayel and Wardley. And if you had Parker above Kabayel, do you put Kabayel above Parker now? Because it was a good performance. It's all very interchangeable, that 2 to 3.
Yeah, I agree with you. And yeah, Kabayel he's still unbeaten, he hasn't lost. There's no blueprint on how to beat him in theory. So yeah, maybe Kabayel and Parker are interchangeable. I just thought it was a good performance from Joseph Parker, and I don't think he really lost too much stock there. And yeah, I mean, who's to say how Fabio Wardley against Kabayel would go? There's so many great fights out there. Come on, Joe.
Who is the biggest wild card of the heavyweight division?
Well, that's Fabio Wardley.
I don't even think you can call him wild card anymore. I think he was a wild card until he stepped into the ring on Saturday night. You can't be 2 in the world and be a wild card, in my opinion.
True. Well, I mean, then it's Moses, isn't it? He's the guy that, you know, he's 20 years old. He's just knocked out Dillian White. I mean, he's knocking everyone out. It's him. We just need to see more rounds, and that's why it's the wild card element as well. Because what is Moses Itauma like when we hear ding ding round 7? Will we ever hear that in his career? I don't know. The way he's performing right now, we may not see him go past 6 rounds. Just knocks everyone out. I don't know, but yeah, he's probably the wild card, and I think there's a real curiosity around Moses Itauma. There's a lot of heat on his name right now, and all boxing fans are itching to see him fight again.
Is there a part of you, last question, is there a part of you that's gutted that Fabio Wardley and Moses Itauma are in the same gym?
No, not really, because right now, I think eventually, look, if they keep doing their thing, they're going to have to fight one day, aren't they? You can't just... They're not the Klitschko brothers. They're not bros. They will be rivals. Yeah. Shout out Steve Bunce. But yeah, they are. You know, if suddenly 2-3 years from now they've got all the belts between them and there's a lot of money on the table, surely they got to do it. They got to put it aside for. You know, but I think we're a long way off that. I think they're both on their separate paths, and right now I think it's quite helpful that we don't have to talk about that fight and matching them really, because they are in the same camp.
Dev, thank you very much. Anything else you'd like to add before we finish?
Tune in Saturday night, live on DAZN. It's lights out. It's Buatsi, it's Parker, it's Ray, it's Arthur, and what about Billy Dennis against the egg slapper Ezra Aranyaka? And also, I'll tell you what though, just quickly, Liam Cameron against Troy Jones, such a good fight. Liam Cameron, they were saying, who's he going to fight? Darren Till? Wakey Wines? No, he's fighting Troy Jones. What a fight.
In this sport, you don't wait for judges to decide your fate. TenexToken puts you in control. Stake instantly, speculate discreetly, and keep your moves private. Register now for your share of the $250,000 prize pool. Multiple winners, bigger chances. TenexToken.io. Terms and conditions apply.